trust me, if you get Matheus into this position on a football pitch enough, you're going to get some good results from him, because he's got the finish where he bends it in the far corner. He's got the one where he's able to reverse it and drag it into the near post. He can take you outside and he can cut it back.
This was then, and this is now.
It was only a matter of time, because there's not been a second when I've watched him in a Man United shirt where he's looked uncomfortable or not done something positive, proactive, tried to be a leader in the team. He just feels right with that number 10 shirt. I know we've always seen so many great Brazilians with that number 10 shirt. He looks so at home, and he has done from minute one. I never expected anything different, to be honest. When he was at Wolves, he was a leader.
Matheus Cunha stepped up for Manchester United, curled a stunner into the net against Brighton. And just like that, the drought was over. His first goal in red after what felt like forever on the pitch.
Everyone will be around me to push me. The guys started to joking around, oh, you can score, wow.
But here's the thing. That moment wasn't just the end of a drought. It was the start of something no one in the Premier League seems to be talking about. Because while that goal felt like a simple breakthrough, it revealed something far deeper. The scary truth the rest of the league still isn't noticing. He isn't just another forward-finding form. He's the quiet storm building behind Manchester United's revival. And by the time most teams realise it, it'll already be too late. Let's rewind to where it all kicked off for Matheus Cunha, back in João Pessoa, Brazil, where he grew up with that raw passion for the game that you see in every touch he takes today. He started young at Coritiba, showing flashes of brilliance as a versatile forward who could dribble past anyone and demand the ball like it was his. But even then, his goals and assists didn't explode right away. It was more about the chaos he stirred up, pulling defenders out of position and creating space for his team. That grit carried him to Europe at just 18, landing at Sion in Switzerland, where he adapted quick, but still took time to rack up the numbers. His first goals came after settling in, proving he's the type who builds momentum. Fast forward to RB Leipzig in Germany, and you see the same pattern. Slow burn on the score sheet, but opponents hated facing him because of his relentless energy and ability to turn games without always lighting up the stat line. This guy's always been more than just goals. He's the nightmare who wears you down, and that's exactly why leagues start fearing him once he hits his stride. Now, let's jump to Matheus Cunha's time at Atletico Madrid, where things really started showing that pattern of his. Those frustrating slow starts that fool everyone into thinking he's not a threat. He joined them in the 21-22 season on a big move, full of hype as this Brazilian talent, ready to light up La Liga. But get this, 0 goals in his first 11 games, nothing clicking right away. It wasn't until matchday 11, away at Levante on the 28th of October 2021, that he finally broke through with his first strike. From there, he picked up steam, ending the season with a solid 7 goals and 7 assists, proving he could deliver when it mattered. Defenders were already pulling their hair out over his dribbling and how he'd demand the ball, creating all sorts of problems even when the numbers weren't there yet. Atletico saw the potential, but that initial drought, it masked the punisher he becomes once he settles. It's like he lures teams in, lets them underestimate him, then bam, total domination. Then he arrived in the Premier League. January 20th, 23. Wolves took the gamble, and at first the league barely blinked. He pressed hard, he worked like crazy, but after 8 games, he still had 0 goals and 0 assists. People looked at the stats and shrugged. Nothing to fear, right? But while the numbers stayed quiet, defenders were already learning the truth, the painful way. Matheus Cunha kept dragging backlines out of shape, pulling centre-backs into places they had no business being. He ended that half-season with just 2 goals and 3 assists. But anyone who actually played against him knew Wolves had something dangerous brewing. Fast forward into the 2023/24 campaign, and it was the same trick. A slow flicker early on. The spreadsheet warriors looked at his goals and assists and dismissed him again. But those who faced him knew the fire was coming. And sure enough, once the rhythm kicked in, he started tearing teams apart, carrying the ball through pressure, skipping past tackles, and creating panic every time he turned. Then, 2024-25 season arrived. And the slow start tag? Yeah, he ripped that off. 17 goals, 6 assists, full Premier League nightmare unlocked. Wolves fans howled his name every weekend. Rival managers circled his number before kickoff with a silent prayer. Because that is Matheus Cunha's trick. He lets you think he's harmless. And then, when you finally realize what he really is, it's already too late. Then came the moment every player dreams of. Summer 2025. Manchester United called. A £62.5 million move. Bright lights, massive expectations, and a fan base that does not do patience. From the second he arrived, the pressure was stacked on his shoulders. He was meant to be part of the new era, the spark in a rebuilt attack. But again, that familiar story. Game after game, Matheus Cunha played. The graft was there, the battles were there. Yet, the scoreboard stayed still. Nearly 523 minutes without that first goal. Critics circled like vultures. Some fans whispered it already. Did we overspend? But look away from the numbers for 1 second and watch what was actually happening. He dropped deep for the ball. He bullied defenders who thought he would be easy to mark. He ran into spaces that tore backlines open so teammates could eat. Then Brighton arrived at Old Trafford. The breakthrough, a beautiful curl into the corner. The drought snapped in a single moment. Teammates surround him, laughing, joking that he finally scored. But inside that celebration was fire. That goal did not just break a streak, it cracked open a warning. Because while he chased that first strike, he already delivered a man of the match performance at Anfield. He played like someone who refused to shrink. Ruben Amorim praised him publicly, praising his fight and his teamwork. And Matheus Cunha said it himself.
Like I say, to have a little bit more contributions. But the last time I say this, if my participation is to help the team and then we start to win, I will be happy also.
The message is clear. His passion for United is bigger than his personal stats. And when a forward like that finally starts scoring consistently, defenders know the storm is coming. But here's the thing that keeps getting lost when people look at Matheus Cunha. They stare at goals, they stare at assists, and they completely miss the real threat walking right past them. Because Matheus Cunha is not just a striker who waits for the ball to arrive at his feet. He goes and takes the game for himself. Look at him right now at United. His goals may still be warming up, but every defense that faces him walks off the pitch knowing exactly why he is feared. He's the first to press, the first to chase, the first to make a centre-back panic with a loose touch. He tracks back into midfield, wins the ball, and then demands it again at the top end of the pitch. He dribbles aggressively, shifting direction like a street baller in João Pessoa. He forces fouls because defenders cannot stop his momentum any other way. And while all that chaos is swirling around him, his teammates are finding space they never had before. Even before the Brighton goal, the underlying numbers already told the truth. His XG was stacking up. His involvement in every United attack was huge. But he is not a player who brags about numbers. If my participation helps the team win, I'll be happy, he said, after helping deliver 3 straight wins. That is where the real danger lies. A forward who works like a defensive midfielder, runs like a winger, and fights like a leader. You might think you've shut him down because your stats sheet looks clean. Meanwhile, your backline is exhausted. Your holding midfielder is gasping for air. And the moment you switch off, Matheus Cunha strikes. That is the terror, not just the goal, but the suffering he causes before it arrives. And here's the evidence the spreadsheets can't ignore anymore. In the past 365 days, Matheus Cunha ranks among the very best forwards in the Premier League for drawing fouls, 95th percentile. That means defenders are constantly late, constantly grabbing shirts, constantly praying the whistle bails them out. He carries the ball right into the final third, like a man breaking down a locked door, 99th percentile for that alone. Shot creating actions, top 20% in the league. Successful take-ons, top 20% again. This isn't someone waiting for service. This is someone dragging the entire attack into dangerous zones with him. Even without a fast-scoring start at United, His goals per 90 stayed in the 86th percentile, and he's winning the ball back more than most forwards, top 25% for recoveries. Every stat that defines chaos, pressure, and constant threat, he owns it. So yes, the goals will come. But long before they do, Matheus Cunha is already damaging you, physically, mentally, tactically. And here's the part that should genuinely terrify every Premier League defence watching this unfold. All those elite numbers we mentioned, all that chaos, all those fouls drawn and carries breaking teams apart. That was with Wolves, a team that spent most of their time pinned back and fighting for survival. Now picture that same monster, but in a Manchester United attack that is finally clicking. He is starting to build that natural chemistry with Brian Mbeumo, buzzing around him like a second wave of pressure. And behind them, Bruno Fernandes feeding passes that defenders do not see coming until the ball is already rolling past their boots. That alone should make alarms ring. But here's where it gets darker. United have already walked through the fire this season. Arsenal at home, a visit to City, a visit to Liverpool, Chelsea. The fixtures that break momentum for weaker squads. And yet, United are coming out of that stretch stronger, not weaker. They're building confidence. They're finding rhythm. They're discovering what this attack can really do. So imagine being a defender who judged Matheus Cunha off his slow start. Imagine thinking you had time to relax, then suddenly realizing that now he has runners beside him, creators behind him, and a fan base roaring him on every time he bursts forward. This is not Wolves' Matheus Cunha anymore. This is Manchester United Matheus Cunha, supercharged, supported, unleashed. If he was a problem before, now he's a disaster waiting for the whistle. So let's put this all together. Matheus Cunha fools everyone early. Slow numbers, quiet scorelines, defenders relax. And then he flips the switch every single time. From Brazil's streets to Europe's toughest leagues to Manchester United under the brightest pressure, the pattern is the same. Ignore him now and you pay for it later. The Premier League should not be asking if Matheus Cunha will explode. The question is when. And when he does, someone is getting embarrassed. So who's the first team he destroys next? Drop your prediction in the comments. Smash the like button if you believe in the Matheus Cunha surge. Subscribe if you are ready for the rest of this United uprising. And share this with a rival fan, just so they know what's coming.